Okay guys, we'll set up our scale, we'll set up our scale, weigh our powder a few times. So, I hope you can see me, I don't know where that camera's pointing. But yeah, so the scales are very simple, but they work. You've got to be careful not to breathe on them, because they will vary. They're very accurate actually. And the old KISS saying again, keep it simple, stupid. I've had these for a long time. Like I said, 30 years I've had this Russian set. Now I know there's blokes out there that, man, it's like doctor surgery shit, but I only shoot pigs. I'm not shooting targets at 1,000 metres and everything's got to be ballistically perfect. Don't worry, I like to have my ammo accurate. But in a real world scenario, it's got to be, I like it around 1 MOA. If I can get 1 MOA out of a rifle, she's a shooter. So, and that's what I usually get out of the Swede. It's a pretty good rifle. It's got the original barrel, and it's 126 years old. And anyway, I've got to adjust these because this is back down at 10 grains. The other day I was loading some 3220 with the old vintage hand tool from Winchester. I'll take this right out, it's a bit easier for me to do it, or maybe not. So I remember now, it's a long way out, they say. Would you believe a rat chewed the end of this? A rat. In the shed. I'll keep all my gear inside now. Yeah. That's just mean. 40's right up here, I think, from memory. That's 30. We're getting close. So let's try one up where it says 40. I can already read the increments because it's been around the world a couple of times. But yeah, so I'll put a bit of powder in the thrower. Always keep the lid on your thrower. Get a bug in there or something that's a bitch to get out. And moment, we've got moss, so I'll even keep it covered when I'm throwing. Righto, you don't need a hell of a lot of that. It's too costly, I'm bar humbug when it comes to ammo and powder. But anyway, that's a 22.8 on there. So I'll throw up and put this little ball bearing. I hope you can see it. You roll this little ball bearing down to 40 or 30 or wherever your main weight is, and then all your fine increments are up here on this arm. Now I know this was set on, I'll just check it again. Check it at 0, it should come up to level. So you zero your scales, was level, it's close. Oh, on my thing back. Getting a bit rusty. You put this, I'll use this to line it up a bit better. And we want that at 0. They've got fine marks here, so you just push the button in on 0 and recheck it. That's your tad under. Right, on 0, you know, it was almost dead right, all up. Trying to do videos and thinking about you guys and not thinking so much about the job. So we just let it settle. And when that steel's dead level with the top, I don't go on the arrow, I go on it with that steel, the dead level with the top of the scale. It's the same because it's a point. It's got a little magnet in there. There we are. Probably a little bit too much. Oh, you better to be a little bit over and under with this part, because if you're under, at that point you're going to be over with your throat. So you're better off just being a tad proud. Not that much. It's so fine. It's unbelievably fine. Just let it settle. So that's bang on, and it's within with the whisker on the line, but I find that's a better reference point at the top. Looking at that, it's just shy. So we just take it up a tad. And still. Yeah, we just a shade over, so we're going to be a tad under with our throw, but for safety margin, I'd rather be a little bit under and then a little bit over. We're shooting pigs and deer, we're not shooting 1,000-yard target. They're going fast enough anyway. They're pretty flat out for about 300. This rifle where I've got it sighted in at 200. Nearly bang on at 300. It's almost dead on at 100. 2 inches high at 200. I think it's 1 inch low at 300, and then it starts to dry after about 350. Really starts to, you know, there's some calcs to work out where it's going to hit if you're going for a long shot. Righto, so that's ready to throw. Put my cover back on. Now, oops a daisy, silly sausage, make sure nothing come out. Sometimes it takes a couple of throws to get the powder down. Oi, we're way over. That's good to know. Oh yeah, the way that I come down. Stay away. Where we are now. I've got just my scales now to, we're going 42 grains, so put it on the 40 mark, the ball bearing. We pull the pin and we bring it down to 42 grains. Get my little spectacle. There we go, 1, 2. Oh, that's bang on. Go check, because sometimes when you push the button it'll move. We're dead on 42 grains. And that'll be about 2.5 grains on the max, which is, you know, it's probably a hot load to go on Mauser, but I was loading at 42 grains of 2209 at 46, so I was 4 grains under. So I think we should be safe at 2 grains under, because it's a 90 pill and it's saying 42 grains for 125, 44 grains for 100, and 45.5 grains for a 85 grain pill, so we're 5 grains heavier. So yeah, we'll be about 3 grains under. which I think will be fine. So, we'll see what we do here. It'll be too heavy. My wife's too heavy. Alright, just the powder. It's got the thrower. Just go in a bit. I'll leave that open for a sec while I'm getting some weights. And I'll flick the thrower. I've always done it. I believe it settles the powder down in the throw. When you throw it, make sure nothing hangs up, comes out. So we'll throw this. Now we're under a tab. There's a bit of mucking around to get it right. Sometimes I get lucky, but I had this adjusted way out. So we've got to go heavy, so we wind that out 2 throws. Whee! What's going on there? Yeah, might have been stuck on the magnet, but yeah. We'll be going close, I think we'll be over now. Couple of clips. Still plenty of space in that case. Alright, we're still under. Oh, yeah, a tad more. Not much under, but it is. Alright. It's a bit of mucking around, but it's worth it. And you get them all consistent. And once I get it close, I'll throw 3 or 4 and see how it's going. If it's very close, it'll be alright. So we've got to come down a tad. It doesn't take much of a wind on there to change the weight. Get mixed up here. Alright. Let's see how we go now. And that's saying it's pretty bang on. A little bit under is better, and it's telling me it's a little bit over, just. I'll take that in a smidge. It doesn't take much like that, but just like a corner of the tone, they're a very fine thread on this. I reckon they're about 0.5 of a mil each increment. And that's between each line, so I've gone like a quarter of probably about a couple of thou in the length of the thrower. And not away too far. Back up a bit. We're very close. I'm not away too far. Too far under, we'll just go slightly more. You're right once we get there. Alright. There, guys. Sometimes you get a bit difference between powders too, how they throw. Some are coarser, some are finer, and they come out of that thrower all different. Been a real pain in the arse tonight, isn't it? Alright. We'll have to go a tad more. It's been annoying. Smidge more. Look after your hearing, because I've got industrial deafness. Not so much from rifles, jackhammers, air, compressed air's the worst. So look after your air, especially for construction. We're bang on the dot there, that'll do me. I'll just throw another one, it'll probably be a little bit different, but we're somewhere in the park. Now it's logging. Inconsistent powder. Might be loaded on way. There we go, here's the one. It's still low. Get off the shit hole. That's just on it, that's beautiful. I'll just try one more for confirmation. Yes, I have no idea. This is the worst batch of powder I think I've ever had. Get your shit together. It's like it's got variance in powder. Okay. I've got no explanation. That's better. We're just under. One more, and that'll do it. Right in the ballpark now. That's all we're going over. had this trouble on the water. Alright. That's not too bad. That's very nice, she's just under. Alright. So we went backwards and forwards, but we're below what I think was a good load, just. So I'll put this away, I'll throw some cartridges and set a couple of bullets for you. Hopefully they'll sleep and don't give me a hard time. Sometimes they especially the flat base bullets, they can be a bitch to load sometimes. Projectiles are fantastic, but I've got 90 grainers there. I just wanted a bit more extra legs out further. And I'm shooting deer as well, so someone goes, you gotta have big bullets for them. You don't have to have big bullets for deer. You put them in the motor room. I shot a big stag last year, early this year, and went up freezing cold, -4. And I let him in the engine room, and he ran out of the scope. And I thought, oh, don't tell me I bucketed his shot up. I was 350 yards. I walked in the scrub for about 700 metres in the dark, no light. Tripped over 3 times. Was 2 hinds with him. How I didn't spook him, I don't know, but then I managed to get a spot to lay down. Took a shot at about 350. Hit him right in the engine room and he ran out of the scope. He went about 50 yards and just all over, threaded over. Right. We've got our projectiles here somewhere. That's our spear hollow points. I hope you can see that. Flat bases. Alright, dry powder, all the cages primed. Slide them in there. I can't remember what I seeded in this last one. I'll tell you what I set them too deep now. Hang on to those. Up she goes. Yep, that's perfect. So there's a 6.5 for 55 Swedish Mauser from start to finish. The 9 grain pills, AR 22.8, 42 grains. Remington primers. I'm not sponsored by any of those dickheads. I'm a dickhead, but yeah. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I'm just loading my own stuff to help some farmers out. I feel very unappreciated in this world at the moment, as do a lot of shooters. I grew up in a family of hunters. From New Zealand, my grandfather hunting elk and red deer. My other grandfather, the only thing that kept them alive through the Depression was rabbits. And you know, they went on to bigger and better things, but that's where they started. Grandfather was in New Zealand, he started as a timber cutter, then got a job shooting deer and elk for venison, then moved to Australia with his best mate, and they started golf possicking. So they soon found out that wasn't worth it, and they got a job on the railway. But they still love their hunting, even when they come out to Australia. And my grandfather, on the mother's side, he was a fantastic second father to me, and taught me a lot of things, just not shooting, just life and how to work, right from trickle irrigation and orchard to picking fruit, to mowing lawns, to beekeeping, gardening, you name it, fishing, how to light a fire with nothing, how to get water if you're dying of thirst. He was a great man, a great bushman, and I miss him dearly, still. But anyway, that's how we load these, and I hope this has helped someone. If it hasn't helped you, well, go find someone else to teach you. I'm not an expert by any means, but I have shot target shooting. You have to go through every case, get them all the same, or what brand's that? No, that's not good. I'll pull resize the whole cases and nail them next. I'm only shooting pigs, and if most of you guys are only shooting pigs, so that's how we do it, and I do it, and so many other shooters do it, I think. Some people go and polish their brass and go, they tumble it. Look, it doesn't matter how clean that brass is. Oh, it looks fantastic like jewellery, but all it is a vessel that contains powder to explode and push a projectile down a rifle barrel. So as long as you haven't contaminated the powder with the wrong, some people might use Vaseline or something to leave the case full. It's petroleum. Any petroleum product gets in there, or some even water-based ones will. Buy the stuff that's made for the job, case lube, fine shot gun cleaner lube. That can be used as a case lube. But just keep it simple, stupid, kiss, and you'll be right. Don't try and load your rifles to the absolute max. You're going to wear your barrel out. You're still going to hit a pig whether it's 5 grains under or max anyway. And if you're a hunting forest, well, your long shots are going to be 100 yards. So I have to go and shoot out on big open cultivations. Some of my shots have made 600 metres. I don't like taking them, but sometimes that's, it's the opportunity you get, and that's what you take. But I love it when they get up close, you can place it for it, they're knocked over, there's no injured animals, they're dead as a doornail, especially this big gun. And the 222, if you place the 222 right, it's a great cartridge. You don't need a cannon. I've seen people go out there with 30-06s and all this. Yeah, it'll kill it alright. But how much does it cost you? This is dear enough as it is, but you've had, I don't know what the 36 grain powder is, but we'll have a look. Well, 303, they're about comparable. Then you get up, let's find some 358 normal Magnum. You're looking at almost twice the powder. That's 75 grains, 2209. We'll find it. Where's 3006? 3006. You're at another 20% of your powder to get less velocity. You had heavier bullets, and for 57 grains to get 3150, back here I'm getting 3,000 feet per second for a 100 grain bullet. So you're just burning powder and barrels, and honestly, it's all about commercialism, selling products. Yeah, I know that keeps the gun industry alive and blah blah, but we ain't the gun industry. We're the consumer. We're the blokes going out hunting. Honestly, you don't need a big gun. You really don't, unless you're going up to buffalo or sambar deer or camels or maybe a donkey. They're pretty tough. But for deer, pigs, even boxes, you can't beat. 6.5, 2.3, 22, 250, maybe. They're pretty. They're barrel burners. 222, 223, 22 Hornet's a great old gun, great cartridge. But I'll leave it with you. Hope you enjoyed the video. All the best for Christmas. Stay safe. Be careful out in the road. Remember the revenue raising bastards will be out there. You may not be doing much wrong, but it's going to cost you. I'm shitting myself driving, just telling a trailer to go hunting. They've only got to pick something. Takes 2 seconds to come over a rise. It might be 5 k's over 100. Oh, thank you very much. But anyway, I know every K saves a life, so just take your time going where you're going and stay safe. I'll catch you later.